What's up? Today's another day in tea time. Alright, so today I wanted to share a story about being a student in school and what I remember from being there. In my previous video, I actually talked about doing a story, sharing a story about what I remember from being in school. Being in school, I don't remember a lot of what I was taught. Now, what inspired this video was actually something that I read online. It was a quote by Maya Angelou. At the end of the day, people will not remember what you said or what you did, but they will remember how you made them feel. After reading that quote, it really got me thinking into school. Me being a teacher, me having teachers in the past, right? And I remember a lot about my teachers, but I barely remember, doing any work with them. So I just want to go through a couple stories that I really remember growing up. When I was in the first grade, I actually remember my teacher's name. Her name was Miss Jackson, and she was really cool. I don't remember a lot of what we did. I remember, like bundles of sticks, counting for tens, popsicle sticks, counting for tens. I remember having snack time. I remember counting those like colorful plasticky bears. One of my most favorite memories, the memory that I still remember a lot today, was I think it was the last day of school or the last week of school too, where Miss Jackson just kind of let us play. So I think I'm gonna draw a picture of this, but the layout of the room was like a square room, and then at the back of the room there was a door that led to this garden area for the school. And this garden area wasn't really used so much, but a lot of things grew. Did I want to work with the manipulatives? Did I want to draw on the board? Or did I want to go in the garden? Now, so I chose to play outside, and I remember it being a really nice day. Sun was out. I remember the green. If I turn to my left, I can see all this green clovers, just the plants growing on the fence, that old house next door to us. And I just remember like, wow. And I would just remember playing. I remember going through the clovers, trying to find a 4-leaf clover, find that lucky clover. I remember my friends are coming out playing. There was a little stairs, so kids were jumping off the stairs, running around, hanging out. I remember listening inside. I heard the kids playing with things. I remember manipulatives hitting the table. And then I had some friends, and I saw them in a corner, like cuddled up. And I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? So I went over, and they were playing with those little roly-polies. That's what we called them. I still call them roly-polies. I don't know if you do. I'm gonna look up the real name. I'm gonna put it like down here or something. But roly-polies, right? They had roly-polies. I was like, oh snaps! So I went to go play with the roly-polies. And then we also found earwigs, right? Those little long brown things with the little pincher things. And I remember the story being that if you fell asleep and you had one of these bugs, it would go in your ear and eat your earwax or something. That was the legend, the urban legend. I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna look it up. Maybe future me is gonna tell you if it's true or not. And then I just remember Miss Jackson standing at the doorway watching us with a smile on her face. I just remember that day, and I always go back to that day. That's one of my most favorite memories growing up in school. I just really like that memory. I'm gonna share two more quick little memories for second and third grade. Okay, so for second grade, it was weird, right? I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Ryav, and it was a hybrid class because it was a second and third grade class. And me being young and I didn't know any better, I was like, yo, I'm the smart kid. I'm in the second, third grade class. But I think it was just because of budget cuts at the time. I don't know why it was second and third grade. I've never ever heard of that before. But like I said, maybe it's budget cuts. But I remember being in there. A couple of glimpses were that I would try to learn multiplication. I wanted to learn multiplication because the third graders were doing it. So it's kind of cool to see like the third graders helping me out. And I wanted to be smarter because I wanted to impress them. The most important thing that I remember was just working on a painting. And I remember trying to talk to my teacher. My teacher didn't really talk to me much or notice me, and I felt like he didn't like me. But I remember painting a volcano, right? Because we did painting in the class, and I remember him coming up to me, and he was talking to me, and he was saying, hey, what are you painting there? And I said, volcano. He's like, oh, that's really cool. And then he asked, do you want some help? Do you want any tips with it? And, being a kid, you're just like, yeah, okay, yeah. He dips his brush in some yellow, and he takes it and he outlines my painting. He outlines the volcano. and he was telling me, he went to school for art. He was an art major in school. He was just outlining, and he was telling me sometimes when you do art, you have to outline it. You gotta outline your picture so that way it pops out more for the person viewing it. And I think, and that memory has always stuck with me. And I still use it to this day, like when you're doing videography, when you're photography, you gotta figure out how to separate your subject from the background. One of my favorite paintings ever. So then, that ends second grade. But third grade was pretty cool. I had a teacher, her name was Miss Thunberg. She was really nice, right? In this grade, the previous grades, I was in the big school. But for this grade, I was in like a bungalow. We called them bungalows. In Las Vegas, we call them portables. I don't like thinking portables, because when I think portables, I think about porta potties. Kind of makes me feel kind of But when I think bungalow, I think like it's cooler. I don't know, it just sounds nice, bungalow. Hey, if you call them portables, like the buildings outside, or bungalows, please, let me leave a comment down below. Let me know what you called it before. But yeah, so bungalows. So we're out in the bungalow, and it was a pretty cool class because it was most of the kids I was with were just kind of together in the same class anyways. And Miss Thunberg, she was really nice. She got a little bunny in the class. We had a class pet. It was the first time having a class pet. It was really awesome. And it was a bunny named Albert. It was Albert the Angora bunny? Angora bunny. And this Angora bunny, Albert, would just run around the class while we learned sometimes, especially for being good. She would tell us like, well, I'll let Albert out, but you guys have to stay in your seat. And we did. Honestly, it worked. It was an awesome thing. Just let Albert run around. And what I remember the most from her class, it was a nice, warm environment. It felt like family. It felt really nice. We had a pet. She was like our mom. We were just all buddies, and it was awesome. And also, I remember her saying that people use Angora rabbit like fur to make sweaters, like really, really nice sweaters. Because I remember Albert being super, super soft. I remember her talking to us that she was gonna move to Texas after the school year, at the end of the school year, and we were gonna miss her. She did. She moved to Texas, and I missed her. We all missed her. She did write to us. She sent us a postcard and a picture of her and Albert at her new house. It was one of those like really nice suburban houses, like those old style kind. So at this point in the video, I do want to stop and say, like, I may have remembered some of the things they said. I may have paraphrased it. I don't know. But the way they made me feel, the lessons that I took from it, they have stuck with me to this day, right? I'm a lot older than I was before, and I still remember it. And as a teacher, it's very important. As a grown-up, it's very important. Just as a human being, it's very important to treat people how you want to be treated, because it sticks. It really, really sticks to people. It sticks with the little ones, your little brother, your little sister, your child, your nephew, your grandchild, whatever. It stays. And, me being an educator right now, I want to emulate those feelings. I want to give that back to my little ones. I want them to know that we can be a family. I want them to know we can care. I want them to know that you can be more than a teacher. You can be an artist, right? You can be a vlogger. You can do anything. I want them to feel that way. I want them to remember that. So when they get older, they can look back like I do. Feel good about it. Hopefully this video was entertaining. Hopefully you got to know a little bit more about me. And I hope you guys liked it. In the next tea time video, it'll be a part 2 of this one. I guess I should have put in the earlier part. This is part 1. It's part 1. Part 2 is going to be 4th grade and 5th grade. And the reason why those 2 grades are going to have its own videos because those are a little longer. Those grades pretty much help shape my personality, my actions, my educational career. But I don't have much more to say, yeah? So, if you want to see more of what I do, consider hitting the subscribe button down below for future content. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. Share this video if you liked it and you feel like someone else might like it too. And all I want to say is, thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya.